Hey everybody, welcome back to the Olympic final volleyball series I'm doing here. This is the 1988 Olympics and the spotlight will be on Karch Kiraly MVP. This is about a 26-year-old Karch Kiraly. This is his second indoor Olympics and his last indoor Olympics. He had talked about how much of his life had gone into this match, studying and playing just to beat the Soviet Union. And you can see how much determination he had. So you're going to notice a couple little things about Karch. One, he's a pretty fiery guy. He lets the refs have it a lot. He's really into the game. And also another thing is he kind of has an interesting goofy-footed double approach sometimes. Sometimes it's traditional, sometimes it's backwards. It's quite interesting. But the first, I think the ball nicks the tape on the serve. And so when Karch passes it right here, after he's yelling at the ref that the ball hit the tape. So I think he's pretty pissed off about that. So this is kind of his traditional right-left. Nice high traditional arm load. He jumps about 40 inches. He's a big, strong guy. He's about 6'4". Interesting angle shot. Comes off his traditional here. It's interesting because he takes only almost a two-step approach. It's like a big right-left step close only. This is what I meant. It's kind of just, he's pushing off of this left foot. But it's sometimes he does a very circular arm swing, double arm lift, where it's not very, see how circular out and then up it is? It's very interesting. It's out to the side and then up through. So you can see it right here, it's very to the side. And then it pendulums up and then comes through and up. He is an interesting, unique player. Hits the outside hand of a very small blocker. Very bad blocker. But there you can see, after he kills it right there, he's yelling at the ref that it hit the stand, that it hit the ball hit the net, which you can't do in 1988. Again, that's kind of a hop step approach. He goes up and helps the block, double joust. The setter takes a rip. That's interesting. Look how tiny this guy is. Karch passing. Way outside of his body. And then interesting enough, he comes out to the right side here. Stork turns and hits left-handed. Stork plays middle for a second here. Interesting. So Karch has gotten dug a couple times here. He's hitting a lot of cross court. And the Soviet Union here is an interesting team. They kind of are, they have the very old school styles. Karch on the outside. Beats him cross court. Nice swing. So he is a very beach. Obviously, he's always been oriented. At UCLA ran a 6'2". He was set it a lot. On the national team, he didn't set it all. He was an attacker, a passer, attacker. But it's this very step close beach style outside of his left to right, outside of his body range here. And you can see he really brings up his arms on his attack here. Let's just look at his arm load. That arm is just almost straight and straight. He did have about 3 shoulder surgeries on his labrum and his capsule. I'm not saying it's because of this, but this is not a very efficient motion, but he does jump so well that he comes up and then back to get parallel. It causes a lot of stress on the arm. You don't see it that much these days. Standing float serve, traditional at the time. Great dig. Let's see this dig again. He's in his thing. He's launching off of his foot, sliding through. So obviously his defense, he was kind of like the Jiba of the time, obviously, right? The team leader. Talking to Sverlik, just hit the ball good. You know what I mean? He's keeping people in the game. Really, he's working on defense is his key, and attacking is his key. Interesting techniques. It's interesting to see just from 1988 to 92 to 96 to 2000 this evolution of players and thing. And these USA players are just coincidental. Actually, interesting thing. Bob Sverlik, this guy actually went to my grammar school, kindergarten through 8th grade. Coached against him a lot, actually, and he's an interesting guy. He's a cool guy. But him and Karch both just get fired up. They're like, throw this ball off myself. The Russians are probably just like, what is going on right here? These guys are crazy. Yeah, I think he got a yellow card for that too. Wait, no, something happened here. Let me see what happened here. Oh, that's right, Karch, that's right. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, Karch here. So Karch is right here. Karch has a temper, man. Karch has a really, really strong temper. There's a really interesting video of him, if you can find it online, of playing beach volleyball, and it's an AVP tournament, and he loses the match on like a certain play, and he literally rips down the entire ref stand with the ref on it. It's absolutely hilarious. But he's got a competitive edge, and the ball was on the net. So that's illegal at this time period. If the ball ever touches the net, it can't, even if it goes over, it's illegal. But you can see Karch like pointing and yelling at the ref right here. You can still see him. See his hand out there like that? Probably saying something like, oh, now you get this, blah, blah, I don't know, something like that. You know what I mean? Probably mocking the ref somehow, angry at the ref, and the ref gives him a yellow card. Yeah, see, Karch 1-5. He points to him right here. Right here, this guy, 1-5. This guy right here, yellow card. Karch, what do you mean, me? What am I doing this far? Ridiculous. Yep, pointing right there, Karch, yellow card. So at the beginning of the match, Karch already gets teed up. He's pissed. Hugely competitive guy. Oh, great dig. Another great dig by Karch. Look at that dig by Karch here. They run a back 1.5. to a lefty opposite. Behind his back, too. Look at this reaction. That's from behind. That never happens. The ball gets by you. The ball's past him, and he uses his fist to usually once that ball gets past your center line, it's over. But he reaches back behind him. That's crazy. That is insane. Reaches back behind him to get it. Nice high hit by Steve Timmins. Timmins carried a lot of the load here as an attacker. United States down 6-7. Steve Timmins was a very offensive threat here. Good save. Timmins again, Timmins again. Karch fired up, yelling at people, arguing with each other, arguing with himself. Marv Dunphy, the coach at the time. Overpass kill. Let's check out the U.S.'s mannerisms. They're trying to call a timeout. Looks like it's not working. I think that's Gennady Shipalin right here. He was a coach for a long time. That's Zaitsev, the setter. He comes in later. That's actually, if you know anything about modern volleyball, Ivan Zaitsev, that's his dad. His dad was a really top player and a setter and played in Italy. That's why he was born in Italy. That's why Ivan Zaitsev is an Italian citizen. But that's his dad. He comes in and plays in a little bit. He's kind of an older. This is like the end of his career. Karch. Again, back to Karch. Right, left. I mean, he explodes off of this left foot. But it's a very circular arm swing where it comes out first. The double arm lift comes out first and then up. And the arm goes vertical and then pulls back. So, very athletic human being, though. There's his dad with the flag. Steve Timmins from the back row attack. Karch again. Attack. You can see this just almost two-step approach. He leads with that right. It's almost like he's taking off with that right foot, and then those arms again goes to the side and then up. So he's using that for momentum. Oof, hammers. Interesting two ball. Again, I would like to see Karch play with all the modern things going on here. He was such a good athlete. If he was trained with modern techniques, I wonder. Nice dig again. Good soft touch out to Karch. Plays it again in. Yeah, lets that ball get really behind him. It's interesting. There you go. So it's really on there. I'd love to see him in a more advanced kind of modern day offense. So really off that left foot there. And then he gets really close together. Look at these feet. That's a very beach thing right here. The feet together, because you have to put your feet into the sand. You can't have one in front of the other very much because you're going to get trapped. So this is a very much of a beach approach here. That's very traditional beach right there. (9-9) game one. This has been a pretty close set first. There he is with the dive. Doug Partee, another UCLA Bruin middle. Stork with a big left. He kind of turned and hit. He's one of the most offensive setters. Karch down the line. He's kind of warming up here. He's kind of getting it rolling going here. 14-11. The Soviet Union is winning the first set. Some combo plays. Game point, Soviets. This is the 1988 Olympic volleyball final. Again, Stork has as many kills as almost anybody on this team. Karch the dig on this set. Low momentum. Next game point. Steve Timmons, great attack. And the U.S. end up losing the first set. So again, this is just pretty much a Karch video. He was the MVP. Going over mostly of that. U.S. is down 0-1. And you can see how long these games last. All side-out scoring. Can't touch the net on the serve. No libero. All pre-2000, this is the way volleyball was played. Actually, 98 was when it changed, but 2000 was the first Olympics. Karch, a little give and go. Doesn't need a big run-up. Very just two-step, very beach style. Again, 2 steps, jumps 40 inches, hits deep corner. Very active wrist. You can see on that serve, it's kind of a lot of wrist flexion, little wrist flip. Oh, yellow card again. Again, already another yellow card. Looks like he was over on the attack. Let's see if he was over. Let's see, here's the line. Right there's the line. Let's see if he can... Nah, it switches. Man, you can't tell. The guy's standing right on it, right in his way. Can't tell. Obviously, well, let's see, hold on. Oh, let's see here. Let's see the ref here. He is signaling over. He is signaling over and giving a point. Obviously, they are saying something very bad to the ref here. But the off ref is... Looks like Greg Buck. Greg Buck is signaling. Yeah, the off ref, down ref, I don't know what he was doing there. Of course, Karch here. Gotta love it. This is Karch. Yep, very competitive. Pass and swings. He really gets that. He lets those balls get behind him a lot. It's quite interesting. Really takes the ball outside of his body. And now he's ticked off. It's out of bounds. He knows it. 12-7. Nah. Should have gotten that one. That's a lot of speed. That's a lot of speed right there. Playing the H2 position. Likes that cross court. Very inside out. Look at this play right here. This is very interesting. Goes to the middle of the court. He goes back to the middle, then goes back outside. Great touch on the block. Yeah, this is very unique. Overtly with the dig. Karch, just puts it over. Nah, jumped with the setter. Made a mistake there. Nice hit. It's probably one of his best attacks. Passing from the middle, so they basically run a two-man serve receive. That's why he's so used to passing here and then coming all the way out here. A very inside-out approach. So he passes dead center of the court, basically. Right, left, tomahawk. At this point, the U.S. is starting to roll. Steve Timmons is really good hit by Karch down the line. Steve Timmons has really carried a lot of the load here. Karch is passing really well, putting away high balls, putting away when he needs to, but Steve Timmons really is attacking at a high point right now. You can't see. Game 4 now. They switched the broadcast through Game 3. They didn't really show Game 3 on TV. Very hard to find Game 3. That's why it skips through. That's why it's already set 4. X with an outside set to Karch. Picks up his little towel. Timmons is really dominating this match right now. Good block by Karch there. I like that move. Goes up and then closes that seam. There you go, Stork again. Stork, a lot of kills too. Karch would pass it pretty high and tight on the neck because of his ball control. He was pretty good at that. So let's see, 14-8. Point. All right, this might be gold medal point here. Yep, gold medal point here. Overpass hammer. So you can see this United States, the way they celebrate. It's interesting seeing different teams, the way they different teams celebrate differently. Find it quite interesting. Partee, Steve Timmons. There's the finals. They didn't show game 3 because it was 15-4 or some of game 2s. I forget which one exactly, but they went ahead. So anyways, that's it for Karch Karai's 1988 Olympic performance MVP, 26-year-old Karch Karaai, the champion. Thanks everyone for watching. Keep up to date track of more volleyball videos like this coming through, and I hope to see you guys pretty soon. Thank you. Talk to you later.